System needs completely overhauling. Ultimately, there has to be a register of home-educated children.
Mike, wouldn't you agree that we need every child to be known to the nearest school? Even if they're not attending, there's a simple, not expensive way to check where our children are so children are not vulnerable.
If you brought in compulsory registration, do you honestly believe that those families who are abusing children would comply with it? All you'd get is the families who are complying with all the legislation would comply with this as well.
Our headlines today. A helpline is launched and the government announces a review into sexual abuse in schools after thousands of allegations from students.
They want to pick on us because they want their babysitters back.
Uh-oh. Just FYI, you guys have the meeting. Oh, we have the meeting open to the public right now.
I think it's a bit different because the teachers have a bit more clout than us parents.
Are you able to tell me what it's like being at home all the time?
Good.
It's good.
Good, huh?
Is it good?
Except from all the school work.
Good morning to you. 4 minutes after 9 on Monday, September the 10th.
It's the start of a new day for millions of children. But not everyone is settling down to lessons with their classmates.
And here to take your calls, the person called the eyes and ears of children in the system and the country.
Record numbers of children are now being educated at home, causing alarm among child welfare experts.
I just had an image of this child looking very pale, with bleeding gums, teeth falling out, and it was absolutely harrowing.
Many of these children are all but invisible to the outside world.
Caleb Hills was just 9 when he tried to take his own life after months of bullying, name-calling and racist abuse at his special needs school.
My name is Anne Longfield, and I'm the Children's Commissioner for England.
My role is to be a defender of children's rights.
And with increasing numbers of vulnerable families now turning to home education, Dispatches has asked me to investigate.
The reason that there's difficulty over joined-up thinking is that home education officers and the social workers don't work together as they should. If social workers were allowed to do their jobs properly, as they should do, home educating officers didn't try to do welfare work but passed it over to the social workers, we wouldn't see these cases arising.
Good morning, it's Thursday the 1st of April. A new NSPCC helpline offering advice and support to those who have been sexually abused or harassed in schools launches this morning.
If you were walking upstairs and there was a group of boys behind you, it was pretty normal to be groped.
There are now more than 11,000 of these anonymous accounts.
He put his hand down my skirt. I didn't talk to anyone about it for a year.
For a lot of kids, home is supposed to be their sanctuary away from school.
We have asked Ofsted to be able to conduct a full review in terms of safeguarding in our school.
Home education is perfectly legal in some countries, but for many people, doubts remain.
In the UK, 10 million children are going back to school this September. Over half of them will be affected by bullying.
Oh, I just
Dad.
can't do it no more.
I'm so glad I haven't got a child of that age to homeschool. I'm really, really grateful for that.
It's impossible, actually. Give them a little lunch break.
Absolute
homeschool is like, it's just the hardest thing ever. I hope you can read between the lines. Really, really hard.
No, ghastly. My son self-harmed himself in front of this young tutor today because he couldn't do a basic bit of arithmetic. So he stabbed himself in the face with a biro.
I've just let all of my rules and everything that I was wanting to set up go out the window. So my message is, don't worry, we're all losing it.
So what's more difficult, being a professional MMA fighter or homeschooling?
There's nothing wrong in principle with home education, but there are people out there using home education for purposes that why worry about.
The truth of the matter is that in all cases that we know of, children who've run into difficulties with their parents and have perhaps died or have been abused or neglected were well known by their local authorities.
It's Monday morning as millions of children are once again studying at home today.
It's very challenging for parents to become teachers. It's actually not challenging, it's impossible because teaching is a profession.
Harassment, abuse and assault, mostly by their own classmates. In a sense, some schools have protected reputations before pupils.